Hello, my loves, and how are you this week? I hope that you are doing well. We're now heading into spring. Woohoo! Amaze balls. So, very excited about that. Although, as I sit here in my office recording this, it's a bit chilly and there's snow on the ground here in Scotland. But hey, ever hopeful. The sun is shining. The sun is shining. So, today I wanted to share something that I kind of I kind of struggle with because I get quite easily distracted. And I wanted to just have this conversation with you about consistency. Consistency versus motivation. And the reason this came up was because I'm in the process of going through a journaling challenge that I'm part of, and it's a 30-day process. I'm on day 28. Woo! I'm actually really looking forward to finishing it, which doesn't really sound great, does it? But it has been enlightening, but I get bored quite easily. I do like to kind of diversify and run off on things. So I don't know if you can relate to that. But today I wanted to speak to you about consistency versus motivation, and why these things are so important, why it's important to show up for ourselves in this way, and just ways that we can support ourselves through that and the benefits of it, because it's something that is important in absolutely everything you do. Any single goal you wish to achieve, anything you want from life, just, consistency really is key. And I say that from my meditation teacher hat. I say that from my Reiki practitioner hat. I say that from my coaching, coach hat, author hat, all of those things. Consistency is key for anyone that I support in any way, shape, or form, and myself. So, the example of this journaling challenge I'm going through right now, I thought I would share that with you because, as I mentioned, it's been interesting, and I have learned from the process. But probably about halfway through, because it's a journaling thing that you have to do as soon as you wake up in the morning, it's really quite time consuming, and I have created this morning practices for myself that I absolutely adore. So it's kind of pulled me away from that a little bit. But I thought, I'm going to try something new, try something, see how it goes and all that. So as I mentioned, about halfway through, I was like, oh gosh, this is really boring. Elements of it were boring, but I decided, no, Susie, stick to it. There's like specific reason why it's this length of time. There's specific reason why it's these certain questions they ask you each and every day. And also to show up for myself. So every time, so if I got to day 15 and thought, sod this, I'm really bored, I'm not going to bother with that anymore. Yeah, that is absolutely fine to change your mind in a decision. However, I know personally I would feel like I'd let myself down. Like, oh gosh, I wonder what would happen if I did actually just stick to it for the 30 days. Would it have made a difference? What would I have taken from the experience? So I wasn't really given the experience my all. However, there have been other situations that I've been in where I have started like a certain course, for example, and it really didn't sit well with me. I didn't gel with the teacher. The whole process was making me feel uncomfortable. And I kept going. And one of my friends had said to me, like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, you don't even need to do this course. Like, if you're not enjoying it and it's making you feel uncomfortable, and like you could be spending your time doing other things. And I was like, all right, yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But the people pleaser in me was like, oh, I don't want to let the course leader down and she'll think I'm a bad person, and all that things. But actually, in that case, it was slightly different. So I guess when you are showing up to commit to something, when you hit that point of, oh God, I can't be bothered, whether it's going to the gym or getting up to meditate, or, eating that extra portion of vegetables with your dinner, like whatever it is that you've committed to, it's checking in with yourself. Like, okay, is this an old pattern that's creeping in that's trying to stop me from achieving that goal? Or, is it lack of motivation? Because this will happen. Motivation doesn't, you're not just naturally a motivated person. Yeah, you have to motivate yourself. And this is where the motivation versus consistency comes in, because the consistency will empower you to feel more motivated, and the motivation will empower you to be more consistent. And it's this beautiful cycle of the two intertwined. So yeah, showing up for yourself. So the reason to be consistent is, dedicating yourself to a goal, an outcome, whatever that may be. Being consistent will allow you to build this sense of trust with yourself. I see this a lot with clients who struggle with trust, maybe in other people. And the work that I do with them is, okay, like, let's build trust with ourselves. What can we do to show trust for ourselves? And often that is following through on things we would say that we're going to do. So say you say, okay, tonight I'm going to stay in and have a bath and chill out. And then somebody calls and they're like, hey, do you want to go do this? And da, 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 da. And you don't really want to do that, but you kind of feel obliged. It's trusting yourself, like you showing up for yourself with that trust. No, actually, I've made this commitment to myself tonight that I'm going to get an early night and I really need it, and have a bath and all those things. So that's just one kind of example, but think of ways that you can build this trust with yourself. Every time you compromise what it is you're trying to achieve, or trying to fit in with somebody else, you're kind of damaging that trust with yourself. So consistency is a great way to build trust. So if you feel mistrust around other people, building that consistency with yourself can really, really help. I think the challenge with being consistent and being motivated is that nowadays we're really driven by this instant gratification. We can order stuff from Amazon and have it in the same day. And I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And this is what we come to expect. I ordered something from Amazon 3 days ago and it only just arrived. And I was like, what? 3 days? 3 days for my cacao and my greens. I'm like, come on now. But we expect this instant gratification now. So when we have to work for something, or, try a bit harder at something, it can feel quite challenging. But it's so important to build this discipline with ourselves, to allow ourselves to, get that sense of achievement, of feeling proud. Like credit cards are an example of this. I'm reading a book about wealth just now, and it's that instant gratification again. Oh, I can get this, I can get that. Whereas, before credit cards, people had to save, and the enjoyment of getting whatever it was is like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I have saved, I bought this car, or I bought this house, and I got whatever. There's so much value in the journey to achieving something, whether that be buying something, or going to the gym, or learning to meditate. That sense of achievement is so vast, even if it's just like, oh my gosh, I've gone to bed every night this week at 10 p.m. or whatever it is. Showing up for yourself, making that commitment is so, so powerful. So thinking about that instant gratification, maybe having a little think in your head just now, okay, is there something that I want to achieve that I'm not really being consistent with? Okay, so meditation is one, obviously, I support a lot of people with, and I'm just like, you just start small. Don't set yourself up to fail. Start small. Okay, I'm going to meditate 3 times this week, or I'm going to do a 4-minute meditation every single day. Start small and make your goals achievable. Okay, and then that's going to make it easier to show up consistently for. Once you demonstrate that trust to yourself, that, oh my gosh, I can do this, I can show up for myself every single day, or 3 times a week, or whatever it is that you've agreed to do that, then that builds that discipline within yourself. You're like, hey, check me out, I can do this. Awesome. So this is why things like, if you're like, I just joined the gym, for example, so making sure I book into classes, getting a personal trainer, for example, something I'm going to do up when you're going to, say, yoga classes or meditation or dance or anything else, signing up for the block will give you that bit more commitment. Also investing in things, so paying for things. I've discovered this, that, you're going to show up more. People show up more if they pay for something. Yeah, because they're like actually invested financially and, just that commitment. So invest in yourself, whatever it is you want to be consistent at. Maybe have a look at getting kind of an accountability buddy, or, you can be your own accountability buddy by using things like reminders on your phone, for example, or like pop-up reminders in your calendar, or writing things in your diary. Like, okay, what is it you're trying to do that day? So you can tick it off, make it a tick-offable action, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, whether it be like, I'm doing the 30-day journaling or meditation or drinking 6 glasses of water, or whatever it is for you. Let's put it somewhere, remind yourself of it. Okay. As I said, you could get an accountability buddy. So somebody that's going to like cheer you on, that you're both kind of maybe aiming for the same goal or different goals, but you can support each other. Using someone like a coach, for example, that's, a lot of the things that I support my clients with, yes, there are things they could do themselves, but they are not doing them themselves. Yeah, because they need that accountability of knowing that they're going to have to tell me if they've done it or not. So that can be really, really powerful. Working with a coach to help you stay consistent can be really, really helpful. As I mentioned, popping things in your diary. So, those who get the most from my Be Free community, for example, are the ones who schedule the time to go in and use it. Yeah, because life takes over. So if you schedule the time, put the lives in your diary, or if you can't make the lives, schedule another time. If you're going to a meditation class or a yoga class or whatever, popping it in, making that time for yourself, showing up for yourself is so, so, so important. One of the other benefits I would say about being consistent is confidence. Yeah, when we do something consistently, we build confidence in ourselves. We build confidence that, oh my gosh, I can do that. Whatever the action is, you become more confident. So consistency builds confidence. It builds self-control as well. It shows discipline. And these are all things that nowadays I think many of us are lacking through this instant gratification. Yeah, sometimes we don't really have to work for things, as I mentioned, kind of Amazon, or, getting food delivered to your door, or like all these things, we know that people would have had to like grow it before and put in all the hard labor to get their carrots. And now we're like, okay, ding, delivered to our door. So, just thinking about, that discipline as well. One thing I would suggest is, if you are trying to be consistent and build motivation, is not to think too far ahead. Okay. Like what's popping into my head is like Alcoholics Anonymous, but like, one day at a time. Okay. One day at a time. So just think, okay, today I'm going to eat well. Next day, tomorrow, I'm going to eat well. Today, or, it could be mindset. Today is going to be a good day. And then next day, today is going to be a good day. Yeah, you're going to want to be consistent, but don't go too far ahead. Yes, your ultimate goal. So say your goal is weight related. And, you're like, okay, I want to lose 2 stone. Okay, so rather than focusing on the wanting to lose 2 stone, what can you do today to support that? Okay, I'm going to make sure that I get to my bed early so I don't late night snack, or I'm going to make sure that I get for a walk every day, or, twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever it is for you. Not trying to think too far ahead, because that can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction, feeling like you're failing, that you're not getting there. But just break it down, just take things one day at a time. So hopefully that helps you a little bit with consistency, building that trust with yourself. It will help with motivation, because you're going to start to see results. So, the more consistent you are, the results will start to happen. And a lot of results are a gradual process, and it's not till you're further down your line, you're like, whoa, how did that happen? And, meditation is a perfect example of that. You meditate for a week, I'm telling you, you will begin to feel differently. If you meditate every morning for a week, you will begin to feel differently. So you will begin to see results. So this is why consistency is important. Which actually reminds me, I am just looking at my calendar right now. I am going to be running my Magic 7 meditation challenge towards the end of April. And I will pop a link in the show notes here if you are interested in joining me for 7 days of meditation with me. I'm going to be holding it on an app, so you don't need to go on social media in the mornings, anything like that. We will all meditate together. And typically the meditations will be quite short, like 5-10 minutes maybe, just to help support you in building that consistent practice. So if you join me for that 7 days, honestly, I tell you, you are going to love it and be so proud of yourself for making that commitment. So I will pop that link in the show notes as well, or simply email me, or, we'll sort it out, but come find me, email me, and I'll pop the link in the show notes or on YouTube here to come sign up for my Magic 7 meditation challenge. So I love a challenge. I think challenges are a super fun way to get that accountability, have a little short blast, get the support from other people around you. So if there is something you're wanting to do consistently, maybe see if there's a challenge available for that. As I mentioned, I'm doing my journaling challenge just now. And then, meditation challenge. So come join me. It will be awesome. So that is me for today. I am sending you guys so much love. I have some incredible guest speakers lined up for the podcast in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. Whole host of different subjects, which I'm really excited about, including Reiki, tarot, benefits of nature, tapping, all sorts of different things. So stay tuned. Come join me. And as always, if there's anything you want me to cover, then just simply reach out. I love connecting with you. If you enjoyed this episode, please like it, share it, subscribe, all the good things, leave a review. I would love to hear what you think of these conversations. So your action from today is go think of something that you want to develop consistently, and then go set that little reminder on your phone, in your diary, whatever it is, and even drop me an email or comment and let me know, what is it that you are going to commit to doing consistently. And I hope to see you in my Magic 7 challenge. So have an epic day, my loves. Stay consistent, stay motivated, with so much love from me to you. Bye-bye.